Every season, man, like, has its ups and downs. You're gonna have adversity. It's how you bounce back from the adversity, and sometimes it takes a spark like this to ignite your team.
Kyle has been on the bounce back machine for Josh Allen. He goes down, you play up, he goes down. That was the bounce back. So we'll see how they fare against the Eagles this weekend. They hope for something better against Philadelphia, but Philadelphia's playing great. What do you think a win against a 9-1 team and have it being the Eagles mean for the Bills?
Okay, so let's go back 6 days ago or 7 days ago, and we wake up to the news that Ken Dorsey's been fired, and we're sitting here and we're like, look at the schedule, it's so hard. How are they going to salvage this thing? And yet here we are a week later, and it feels like a totally different vibe. The Bengals lost their quarterback. The Browns lost their quarterback. You look around, the Jets lost. Oh, I don't know, the Patriots are completely done. The Bills are suddenly like, wait a second, looking around the league and looking at the AFC playoff picture, like, we're a game out of the playoffs. What are we doing? Everything's going to be okay. And if they beat the Eagles, in Philly, well, that's a statement across the league. And that's one of those deals where it's like, oh, we understand why you had to make a change. The only way they beat the Eagles is if they can put up a lot of points. And that Philly defense is going to be really, really toned in on when's Josh Allen going to make the mistake and when can we capitalize. I look at what Mahomes did last week, and Mahomes went all the way down the field against Philly and had 2 crucial turnovers. One of them was his, and then Kelsey, of course, fumbles the ball in the red zone. If the Bills can beat the Eagles in Philly, where they haven't lost all year and didn't lose last year, this is a statement amongst the biggest statements you could possibly make. But more than anything, the decision was right. We got our guy Joe Brady, and we're back. And we don't need to hear from anybody. We can now finish out this December stretch run and know that we are in a seat where we feel good. I think the Burrow injury was huge in the AFC. I think everyone was worried about Cincinnati. I think that goes. I think the Deshaun Watson injury was huge. I know. And I don't think anyone is necessarily looking at all these teams and saying, oh, well, Buffalo can't compete with them. You put Buffalo on the field with the Ravens, they can put up a battle. You put them up against the Chiefs, we know they can beat the Chiefs. They've done it before. A win against Philly is a statement that, hey, this isn't the year we're going to fall off a cliff. We're right back where we thought we'd be.
Such a good point that you made of them saying, all right, you win this game, and you're saying they're going to have to put up points. And that solidifies the fact that the decision for Joe Brady and them putting up points leads to Josh Allen having a big game if they're going to do that. We say it all the time. The Buffalo Bills run off of what Josh Allen does game in and game out. And I look at this. If they're able to win this game, now we're all back on the Josh Allen hype train. And it's been a roller coaster ride. You look at the Broncos game, he throws that interception right before they're about to go into halftime. Terrible pass. But then you look at him in the Jets game, and he threads a needle as he finds Khalil Shakir, who then takes it 80 yards for a touchdown. And you're like, see, that's the Josh Allen we know. That's the one we believe in. So I look at this game. He goes out there against the Eagles, and he has a performance like that. We're all sitting there. We're at the train station. We walked out to the tracks. Now we're just waiting for that Acela to pull up, and we're all walking on first-class seats, and we're all sitting. We're getting comfortable, putting our feet up, and we're like, all right.
Come on now.
Josh, do your thing. We're here to watch it, and that's what it's been this season. So I look at this. They're able to beat Philly, and to your point, in Philly, the way that their defense is playing, that didn't let the Chiefs do anything in the second half, that's going to be a big one for the Buffalo Bills.
It's a very generous hypothetical we're giving them. We're doing a whole conversation about what if they don't? They likely won't. This Bills team hasn't really earned this hypothetical, and Philadelphia definitely has not earned us for be talking about this imaginary scenario where they win. Are they? In the clip, Josh says, every season has its ups and downs. You've never an up and down being 5-5. Like, that's a 500 team, and I would love to say, if they beat Philly, they're back. They're back.
That's what I just did.
Sort of. And I think it's fun to do.
Yeah.
But, this isn't the situation for them. They need to beat Philly because they need a win in their record.
Yeah.
I know the AFC North got weaker, and we were going to give four playoff spots. There's a ton of teams that they could still lose to. This team lost to the Patriots this year.
True.
They're strange. They're not a consistently great team. Maybe they will be, maybe not. But, Chiefs, the Chiefs are there. They could lose to the Chargers. They could lose to the Cowboys. They have to play. And here's the thing about it. Likely in the Week 18, last game of the season, the Bills are going at the Dolphins. That is a very loaded matchup, in which they're going to need to win that game. The Dolphins are going to need to win that game. The Bills are on record. They hate playing there. They think it's BS. They think it's an unfair advantage. They all moan about it. And I'm not even saying they're wrong. You're going to have to win that game. They're not out of the woods because they beat up the Jets and Zach Wilson. They need to win this game just because of the record. If they lose to Philly, and look, they likely will, They're 6-6. They're a 500 team. What are we talking about? The other thing with the Josh Allen roller coaster, I roll my eyes at this storyline when you hear people be like, well, he'll figure out the turnover thing. He'll grow out of it. Guys, he's in season 6. This is not, we're not talking about
That's a part of
Kenny
it.
Pickett. We're not talking about Bryce Young. He's thrown almost 3,000 passes in the NFL. Either he's incapable of not turning the ball over, or in a weird way, he doesn't want to stop turning it over. He has this stubborn, this is how I play thing, and I'm going to take risks, and this is going to be me. So if you're waiting for him to, quote, grow out of quarterback puberty, he passed it 3 years ago. This is the closest thing we have to Favre. He's going to throw picks, and they're going to have to live with it.
The Joe Brady thing is where I just come in with this one. It's like, all
It's
right,
a good game.
That was as good a game as he's had
It's good.
in a season and a half, I think. So do you not feel enthused? That was against a good defense. So to me, it's like it can be fixed. Maybe it was the coaching. Maybe this guy can light a different fire. Maybe it's something different in his ear. Maybe it's a little thing. I'm trying to be positive because they ripped the Band-Aid off. They didn't want to fire Ken Dorsey. They did it hoping for a change, and it actually worked out in flying colors in the first time they could. Look at him. He's not throwing tablets.
I wonder if, look, we talk about the interim bump, and the Raiders get Antonio Pierce, and all of a sudden they look like the best team in the world. We'll see. You know, like the Eagles' defense is for real. That crowd is for real.
You get a big
D-line,
energy
we'll see.
boost. You get a big energy boost that first game out. You look at Antonio Pierce and the Raiders fire. Everybody's smoking cigars. Same thing with the Buffalo Bills. Get the new offensive coordinator. Everybody comes
Jumping in the
juiced
crowd.
up, fired up. Now it's like week to week. Can you keep that energy?